I'm going to make wonton mee today, which is wonton noodle soup, and the quickest way to do it is to start with the stock. So I have some carcasses for chicken and also some pork bones, which you can get easily from the butcher. And first thing we're going to do is going to add some boiling water, and then we're going to boil it to get rid of the impurities. So the scum that you see floating on top, so you're trying to get rid of it to ensure a clear stock. So the moment you see it's bubbling away to the boil like this, you can turn it off and then drain. So honestly, you need to just get rid of the first boil because it's not the stock, it's just a way of cleaning the bones. I'm going to quickly give this a quick rinse in the sink to get rid of any residue. Clean bones, clean pan. So all we do is we add some onion. Vietnamese people love meat and fish, so for us, a little bit of dry octopus and maybe a tablespoon of dry shrimp, which you can buy from Asian store. If you don't have it, it's absolutely fine, but this just gives you a little bit more of a fishy, meaty depth of flavour. And lastly, peppercorn, sugar and salt. And did this to make a portion for 4, 2 litres of water, and put it back onto the heat to boil. And the moment it's finished boiling, turn it down to a simmer and leave it for about an hour and a half. And occasionally just pop back and just skim the surface, make sure the stock is nice and clean. My favourite part is to make the filling for the wonton or the prawn wonton. In my family, we like more prawns than pork, so I'm using twice the amount of prawn to pork, but generally you can use half and half. If you don't like prawn, just use all pork, and if you don't like pork, try another meat. A little bit of salt and sugar, sesame oil, and some cornflour to bind it. Then what you need to do is give it a good stir. The idea is to break the protein down, to make it into a paste. So you need to give it a good workout. And the next thing is you're going to add the prawn to the processor and then give it a whisk, but not too much because you want to have the texture of the prawn as a small bite. You can cut these by hands, but you know what? Life's too short. And I'm a little bit lazy, and also we're hungry, we really want this for lunch. So you don't want it too fine, so you want some big bits and some a little bit finely ground to give you a nice texture. Then all you do is combine the mixture. So to further dumpling, just a teaspoon. This is the pastry I use. There are 2 types. The thin ones like these to boil, or the slightly thicker ones to fry. You can buy these in any good Asian supermarket in the freezer aisle. And then what you need to do next is fold into a triangle and squish out the air. And what I do is I just pleat it into the centre and give it a twist. So this brings me back being at home as a child. So my grandmother would make a huge batch of fillings and everybody would sit around the table and we fold these dumplings and we catch up on the gossip, let's put it that way. And it's amazing. They don't take long to do when you've got a whole bunch of people sitting around chatting. So that's about a portion for one. So I say 8 or 9. But if you're really hungry, to be fair, I've been known to eat half packets, about 20, so it's entirely up to you. Give them a little stir to make sure they don't stick at the bottom. How do you know when they're ready? Well, like tortellini, they float. It's about a minute and they're ready to eat. So really quick and delicious. The stock's been cooked for an hour and a half. All we need now is to add a tablespoon of fish sauce to finish it. So we would add the fish sauce at the end of the cooking rather at the start. Because if you leave fish sauce in a bit too long, it leaves a rather sour taste. So this is what you're looking for after that hard work. A clear, beautiful soup full of goodness. A bit of the garlic oil. If you're having one of those days and you need to pick me up, this is the dish I recommend. Wonton mee or wonton noodle soup.